Who was Billy Sunday? He was a Protestant evangelist who is still fondly remembered. He was active in the early 20th century, and he was a phenomenon, and he was the biggest of rock stars among Protestants. He was bigger than what Billy Graham became, and he made much more money in real dollars than Joel Osteen. He has an article written about him on Wikipedia that says, despite questions about his income, no scandal ever touched Sunday. The Wikipedia article adds, Sunday never lost his sympathy for the poor, and he sincerely tried to bridge the gulf between the races during the zenith of the Jim Crow era. Although on at least 2 occasions in the mid-1920s, Sunday received contributions from the Ku Klux Klan. And also, in 1927, while preaching in Bangor, Maine, Sunday's sermon was briefly interrupted by Klansmen, and the Bangor Daily News reported that Sunday said, he did not believe that any organization that marched behind the cross of Christ in the American flag could be anything but a power for good. Mr. Sunday welcomed the visitors and said, they have lied about me, and I suppose they have lied about you too. So the administrator of the Wikipedia article seems to think that Sunday was a pretty good guy, and the only complaints might be that he received some unsolicited contributions from the Ku Klux Klan. The Wikipedia article also suggests that one of his sermons was rudely interrupted by the Klan, but he de-escalated the situation by saying some nice things about them. Is this article accurate, or is it just one more example of misinformation on Wikipedia being presented as fact? Let's do our own research. Here's an article that says on April 7, 1922, 4 Ku Klux Klan members, appearing in their white hoods, showed up at a Billy Sunday meeting, and they made their way to the platform. And they shook hands with Sunday and gave him a $200 check. You needn't be afraid, Sunday told his audience. He said that the Ku Klux Klan is like the sheriff. It don't bother you if you obey the laws. The Klan stands for Americanism, Christianity, and he added after a pause, the supremacy of the white race. So by his own words, Billy Sunday welcomed white supremacy. But that doesn't seem to jibe with Wikipedia trying to tell us that Sunday sincerely tried to bridge the gulf between the races during the zenith of the Jim Crow era. So the Klan also gave Sunday $200, which would be worth about $3,377.50 nowadays. Then we see this article from January of 1923, and it says that a delegation of Klansmen attended the service at Billy Sunday's Tabernacle and presented Sunday with a check in the amount of $50. The Klansmen were given free rein to read their letter to a crowd of 8,000 people outlining the principles of the Ku Klux Klan. So here we see that the Klan gave Billy Sunday $50, which would be worth $829.50 nowadays. And that's a pretty cheap price for Sunday to give them access to 8,000 people to indoctrinate and to recruit. Here we see that the Ku Klux Klan engaged the Billy Sunday Tabernacle for an open meeting of the Klan. FYI, the tabernacle refers to a temporary wooden structure, sort of like a big aircraft hangar, and it was built for Sunday's meetings. And it was erected to protect the participants from the rain and the elements. Here we see an article that tells us that Billy Sunday was strong for the Klan's creed. It says that though Sunday was not a Klansman himself, he told the world in his unique and emphatic way that he endorsed the Klan's creed and everything that it stood for. The article says that a few nights earlier, a number of Klan's members wearing hoods visited his meeting and gave him $226. And that $226 donation nowadays would be worth $3,728.36. As I said earlier, Billy Sunday made a lot of money. And here we see that it was a matter of civic pride for cities to outgive one another. For just one weekend of sermons, the city of Knoxville handed him over the equivalent of $479,308. Then once again, in early January of 1924, Billy Sunday allowed his stage in Columbia, South Carolina, to be turned over to the Klan for their address on Americanism. Then about 1 month later in Jackson, Mississippi, there was a dramatic entrance of hooded and robed Klansmen. The chairman of the group of Klansmen then gave Sunday a gift of $195. That $195 would be worth $3,142.50 nowadays. Replying about the gift from the Klan, Sunday said, some folks thinks the Ku Klux Klan are trying to take over the government. Forget it. They are just trying to keep others from doing this very same thing. And if the government ever wants an organization 100% American, they will find it in this crowd. Then shortly after that event, we see in this article dated February 8th, 1924, in a newspaper called The Call of the North, and that was a Klan newspaper, and it said, Billy Sunday praises Klan at meeting. The famous evangelist understands why Catholics are barred from the organization. It continued. After the closing of Billy Sunday's meetings in Charleston, the Klan presented Sunday with a $400 donation, and the women of the Klan also presented Sunday with a second donation. You know, some people can't understand why the Klan excludes Catholics from the organization, Sunday said in accepting the gifts. I suppose the reason is that Catholics won't take Protestants into some of their organizations. I'm not a member, but I've never heard of the Klan molesting anybody who minds his own business. So, Billy Sunday said he never heard of the Klan molesting anyone who minded their own business. Please note that Wikipedia, in its article on the Ku Klux Klan, says that the Klan killed thousands of people. It says that they used public violence against black people and their allies as intimidation. They burned houses and attacked and killed black people, leaving their bodies on the roads. And also, FYI, they were vehemently opposed to Catholicism. So in this last article, we saw two more donations. The first was for $400, which would be worth $6,446.29 nowadays. And then the women of the Klan gave him a second donation for an undisclosed amount. And then, about 4 months later in Shreveport, Louisiana, some hooded Klansmen were in the crowd as Billy Sunday preached. Sunday was asked whether he was going to preach a Klan sermon. Yes, he replied, for when an American sermon is preached, the Klan endorses it. Please recall that the Wikipedia article says that Billy Sunday received money from the Klan on at least a couple occasions, and I suppose that is true, at least two. But with just a few hours of research, I found at least 6 donations where the Klan gave Billy Sunday money. Though the amount of one of the donations was undisclosed, the other 5 totaled more than $17,500 in modern dollars. And now this brings us back to the only article that was acknowledged in the Wikipedia article on Billy Sunday, and that was the article from Bangor, Maine, that seemed to suggest that the Klan interrupted Sunday's meeting, and then Billy Sunday tried to defuse the situation. Wikipedia forgot to mention this part of the article. In the course of his remarks, one of Billy Sunday's aides told a story of an incident in the South. He said, a Negro was asked what he would do if he received a letter from the Klan, and the guy responded, I would read the letter on the train. So I imagine all the Protestant racists who came to see Billy Sunday burst out laughing at this cruel joke, thinking how funny it would be for a black man to be fleeing for fear of his life. Since the guy who administers the Wikipedia article cited this article from Bangor, Maine, we know for a fact that he read the newspaper article, yet he still wrote in Wikipedia that Billy Sunday sincerely tried to bridge the gulf between the races. So the point of this article is that Wikipedia distorts who Billy Sunday was. All the evidence indicates that he is a white supremacist and a very good friend of the Ku Klux Klan. So why do you think that there seems to be scandals tied to every famous Protestant evangelist? And it seems most likely that it's because Protestantism, by its very nature and even its name, is a protest against true religion. Protestantism is built on an unstable foundation of half-truths. It cannot lead anyone to union with God. Ecumenism is a ridiculous concept for Catholics. Bear not the yoke with unbelievers, for what participation hath justice with injustice, or what fellowship hath light with darkness? Please share this video with your evangelical friends and family. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back again within a week with another one. But in the meantime, please check out my Facebook page and my Twitter page. Every day I post additional content that you won't find on this YouTube channel. And also, please pray for the church.
Sunday, bloody Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. When this battle's yet begun, as many lost will tell me who has won.